Hey, everybody. Before we get into the podcast, I just want to tell you about our sponsor. It's the movie Sir John I.A. and the Curse of the Anti-Quenched. It's a fun comedy starring Spenny from Kenny vs. Spenny, John Dunsworth from Trailer Park Boys, and Paul Spence from Fubar. You can check this movie out on iTunes, Amazon, or wherever you get your movies. Hey everybody, welcome to the podcast, and on today's episode we are doing our 10-minute review of Avengers Infinity War, our little drop in the bucket. Fair warning, this is a spoiler-ridden podcast, so if you've not seen Avengers Infinity War, what are you doing? Get out there, go see it, and then listen to it.
Honestly.
All right, I am hitting the 10-minute timer now.
All right, so movie starts off pretty much killing off Loki and Heimdall.
Yeah, one of the, I think killing off Loki, it was like, oh shit.
I know, right? Like you start off and you're like, uh-oh, people are gonna die now.
Yeah, right.
No one's safe. No one's safe.
And they also they give Loki I don't know, a great line to say and we have a Hulk, or by the way, we have a Hulk, whatever that line from Avengers. And then the Hulk kind of gets beaten up.
That was one thing that was kind of it sucked because that's all you got of the Hulk in that whole movie.
Right, they honey dick you in the trailer, eh? They have him running in that field.
Yeah, they have him running, and then it said that's a great. I thought that was a good idea, right? Because it hides. There's a few things in the trailer, like the part with the stones. He doesn't have all the stones when Captain America's holding the gauntlet.
Oh,
which of course, if you pay attention in the movie, he has them all at that point. He's missing one.
Makes you love Cap that much more. You're like, holy shit, he's holding them off.
I'm gonna start talking about Thanos and how Thanos is awesome and probably the best villain in the universe so far.
Okay.
My favorite one previous to that was Toomes from Spider-Man.
Okay.
Michael Keaton. But yeah, holy crap, I really, really enjoyed Thanos. In this movie, I thought Josh Brolin did a terrific job, and he looks fantastic. All the time, every time I'm watching the movie, I'm like, man, does the CG look good on him?
It really does.
Some of his minions, I can't remember her name, but the one of the female bad guys, she was kind of iffy at a couple places, but Thanos was holding up the whole time. I thought that was phenomenal.
Yeah,
I thought the movie was great. I thought it's the closest movie I have to really feeling like I'm watching a comic book.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, right. It felt very comic booky, right?
I was just amazed they pulled it off. When I left the theater, I was obviously had high hopes and high expectations, but when I left, I was like, oh, they did it. They fucking did it.
Me, it was the complete opposite. Everybody was excited for it, and I saw the trailers, and I was like, I don't know. There's a lot to pull off. It's a lot to pull off. And so I went in with, medium expectation. I don't want to, hype myself too much in case it was a disappointment.
Yeah.
I went to see it, right after the weekend, but I knew nothing about it. I was keeping myself away. I saw maybe a couple memes here and there with people looking sad. I'm like, I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
If you saw the Deadpool posts too, a few days after he posted a major spoiler too.
Yeah, is it the one with the Stephen Colbert thing?
No, he posted a picture of him fading away into those ashes and leaves thing.
Oh yeah. I was lucky not to look at any of that. Although I went to the movies on Sunday to see Rampage. I would not recommend anybody watching that. It's not that great. And I was just walking in the theater, and people were coming out of Avengers, and they mentioned something about Captain America and Iron Man.
Right.
But I didn't understand what they said, so it could have meant I can't believe they killed them off, or I can't believe they didn't kill them off.
Right.
Right. But it was one or the other, and I was like, oh, shit.
I hate that.
Already going in, right? I'm like, oh, no. Either they killed them off or they didn't kill them off, but something happened with them, too.
Yeah. It came close. I don't know. I thought they handled it well of, keeping the original Avengers alive.
Yeah, it's pretty much the only people that are alive. that ending was both, heartbreaking, and I was just enjoying it at the same time. I was like, oh my god, I can't believe they're doing this right now. This is so awesome. Can you imagine if this was the end?
Right. Which
like,
it's not going to be the end,
I know, but like in my mind when it finished, I kind of had that like slight thing of like, oh man, imagine the balls on Marvel.
Just big swinging
ended
dick
it like that. Holy shit. That would be so... I don't know. I would enjoy it, but I know a lot of people wouldn't. But I would have given them a lot of props and respect for it, where other people, like my friend who went to see it, he was kind of angry about it. Like the whole movie, he's like, what the fuck? The whole time.
At the end, there's this like woman in front of us, and you stay to the credits with Sam Jackson.
Yeah.
And she's like, "You assholes!" Just yells it out. I don't know.
I mean, it definitely is a hell of a movie. What is it? Eight. This is the 19th movie. 10 years.
Is it really, 19? I thought it was. Oh no, it's 31 hours of content.
I think 20 is Ant-Man coming out, which I have a feeling Ant-Man's gonna probably end. Look out for spoilers here, but it's probably going to end the exact same way as Avengers ended. Like, they're probably all going to get wiped out kind of thing, which I think would be sweet.
I think it's in tandem. And then the next movie is Captain Marvel, and that's supposed to be set during the 80s, which is apparently going to tie... The 90s, and it's going to tie to Avengers.
Apparently, we'll have to see. That's another thing about this movie. I really like this movie. It's probably my favorite of the Marvel universe right now. Thor was probably second one, which this movie pretty much feels like a Thor 3 sequel. It starts off right off the bat from Thor 3. Yeah. I really enjoyed the villain. I really enjoyed how the villain won. It was refreshing to finally get that feeling. It definitely made me want to read the Thanos comics afterwards, so like Thanos Quest. So apparently in the comics, like I read the Thanos Quest, he picks up all the gems before the Infinity War, the Infinity Gauntlet story starts.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's very, very early on, and he like snaps the fingers, and half the world is gone, and it's already continuing. So we're already at the halfway point. It's my favorite so far, and we'll just have to see how well they continue. We've gotten Empire Strikes Back. Now let's see how they'd handle Return of the Jedi.
Right, exactly. I absolutely loved it. It gave me it had moments that I think they train you for those moments of character quirks. But when Cap enters in that railway kind of thing in or Scotland, I was and he comes out of the shadow. I was I was so hyped. There was so many moments where you're and then when Cap and them go into Wakanda. And they fly into Wakanda, and you're like, shit, yes, Wakanda forever. You're really
get this man the shield.
I love Peter Dinklage too. He's
that was a lot of fun.
Big midget and all
the big
that.
Dwarf.
I love that.
He's a dwarf.
I love everything with Thor. I feel like he's the most MVP, the most improved Marvel guy of the whole universe.
And with his remake, redone of Thor, I think he's
makeover.
I think it's a great thing that they did, because it brought a lot more fun in Avengers. The whole thing between him and Quill, I thought was a lot of fun. A lot of people didn't like.
No.
A lot of people didn't like they thought oh, he's not in character. I thought he was very much in character. The man's never matured for a reason. He's never actually had someone to tell him, no, you can't do that.
Right.
How did you feel about when he pretty much, they call it, ruined the whole plan?
Quill?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess some people have a problem with him loving Gamora that much, that they don't buy it too much.
I buy it.
I buy it too.
I mean, I buy it because there's a few other things. I have my own theories as to what was going on too. There's something we're missing there, right? Strange gave the stone. He doesn't want Tony to die. So there's definitely something going on there where you're
Strange
was
knows.
this part of the plan? There's something going on that we're missing here, right? Yeah. We're missing a piece of information that we're probably going to find out in the next one. I hope they don't bring everybody back.
Yeah?
That's my only gripe
I feel
about
like some
this
deaths
movie.
are permanent. Like some.
They have to. Like there's a part where they mention like it's a soul for a soul, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like people were gonna have to die to bring other people back.
I think so too. Yeah, I think there's going to be an exchange.
There's definitely gonna be some exchange, or we're missing something. But I don't want everybody to come back, because then if everybody comes back and everything's all hunky dory, then they're always safe. There's never any risk in the future. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think Cap and Iron Man, I think the original, they're going to go.
Avengers. That's a big possibility. That's a big thing where we're gonna see. I guess we're gonna have to wait and see what the next one brings us.
Some people for sure are coming back, like Spider-Man and Black Panther, right?
Oh my God, Spider-Man was like heartbreaking.
It was the worst. It was the hardest death.
He was my favorite superhero, and seeing him go, I was like, no, you can take everybody else, not him, man, not
Peter
him.
Parker. Well, that is the 10 minutes of our 10-minute review of Avengers Infinity War. Overall, I loved it, and I can't wait for the second.
I'm going to make one last mention. When I was watching it, the whole time I was going, DC's going to shit.
Yeah, they got their work cut out for them.
All right, guys.
We'll have to do a commentary of that movie, since we have a lot more to say of it, obviously. So until next time, we will see you in 2 weeks.
Alrighty.
That's it, man. Game over, man. Game over.
Thanks for listening. Be sure to subscribe, rate, and review the podcast. And be sure to follow us on Twitter at Lost Commentary, on Instagram at Raiders of the Lost Commentary, and like us on Facebook.
I'll be back.